Hello teacher and classmates, my name is Felipe Hernandez. This is the video of the subjects of dynamic and the main topics of the we save. In the first code there are force, normal vector, friction force, elastic force, and the main law of dynamic. First, strength force is a physical phenomenon capable of modifying to the speed of displacement, movement, and or structure deformation of a body depending on the point of application, directions, and intensity given. This topic is very important since the different mechanical systems work if a force or push is applied to them and they can carry out their respective movement and carry out an activity. Conceptual foundation of the topic. Force is any interaction between two or more bodies and is expressed in an unit of measure called newtons. A force is represented by a vector that has a magnitude, sense, and direction. Change of state of motion of a particle causes the movement of the body if it was at rest. Second, normal vector. The normal vector is a vector that is known to be perpendicular to a plane and is used to construct the general equation of the plane. In other words, the normal vector is a vector that makes an angle of 19 degrees with the plane and is part of the general equation of the plane. Formula: the normal vector is a perpendicular vector and is denoted as n. If the normal vector were a three-dimensional vector, it would be writing and flows. Graphic: the normal vector is represented in a plane would look this. Third, friction force. Static friction force is a force between two surfaces that prevents them from sliding or sliding over each other. This is the same force that allows you to accelerate forward when running. Your foot planted the ground can grab onto it and push it back, causing the ground push foot forward. We call this type of gripping friction force static friction. For example, in mechanic, a ball bearing, a classic example of frictional contact between a set of surfaces and two rolling surfaces. Fourth, elastic force. The resulting force or elastic force in a physical constant is a force that brings about a balance in a physical system. If the system moves away from equilibrium, the resulting force will tend to return the system to equilibrium. The resulting force is a function only on the position of the mass of particle. Example in mechanics, for example, when a metal spring is compressed, a force is exerted that pushes the spring particles, decreasing the separation between them. At the same time, the particles resist being pushed, exerting a force contrary to compression. Five, I'm talking about for a principle of inertia. The first law of dynamic, also known as Newton's first law, can be formulated as every particle free of interaction remains as resorts and states of rectilinear and uniform motion is normally formulated using forces instead of interactions, but since it requires having previously defined the concept of force, it is preferable to state it in a more generic way. Second law of Newton. Newton's second law states that the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force acting on it and inversely proportional to the mass. Newton's third law: for every reaction there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that whenever an object performs an action such as moving, pushing, or pressing another object, the latter reacts by returning the same force.